Hi, welcome to Hot Faith. This week I am joined by Chance Varner, the one and only saxophonist extraordinaire.
Oh boy.
And also the high school band director. And great guy. So, Chance, I know you've seen Hot Ones.
I have.
So we have a glass of milk and some citrus to break down the oils, if you need a break at all.
Okay.
And our first sauce, to just jump right in, is
Yep.
a blueberry, fairly sweet. I've mixed it with a barbecue for my homemade ratio.
Okay.
So it's pretty friendly.
Okay. That's pleasant.
Yeah. So what was your faith like growing up?
So, growing up, my parents, we were church attenders all through my childhood. My father was the church lay leader for as long as I can remember. My grandfather, before he passed away, was a United Methodist pastor.
Okay.
And so, like, that all kind of runs pretty deep in the family. And at one point in time, I don't know if he was on an editing committee or something. This has come up in the family recently. He was on an editing committee or something for a book of discipline.
Oh my goodness.
So, with all of the stuff going on lately, that's been a thing that the family's been talking about a lot. Like, thanks, Grandpa. Anyway.
But a thrilling read.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Goodness.
But yeah, so it was always a pretty important part of life growing up. Our church went to a very small church. I was the entire youth group. So the next closest person in age to me was probably in their 40s. So that was kind of an interesting way to grow up in faith, because it was it was removed from my daily life experience. Like, it was a lot of viewing faith as something that older people did, and like I didn't see it necessarily in younger people, because all of the younger people I knew were attending different churches with very different beliefs and ways of going about things. So that was an interesting thing growing up.
So to clarify, it sounds like your family has been in the Methodist denomination for
Oh yeah, for a
several
really
generations.
long time. So going all the way back to let's see, before Grandpa, it would have been 2, 3, 4 more generations before that. Like, basically the entire time that the family's been in America, we've been part of the church. Even before we were United Methodist, we were part of the Methodist Church.
That's a lot of history.
Yeah.
So our next swing
Yep.
is a Tia Lupita Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle.
Yeah.
Everybody likes a good smoked pepper.
Yeah.
Would you doctor this one too, or is this just straight out of the bottle?
This is straight out of the bottle.
I'm going to have to buy this one.
Yeah, that gets a lot of good reviews.
That's good. Cool.
They have a lot of flavors also.
Yeah.
And I've tried the regular and their Chipotle, and both have been really good.
Very cool.
So when did you really grasp your faith as your own?
So, probably college. When I went to college, I had a little bit of a struggle with faith. The church I went to, the Methodist church I went to in college, was very, very focused on music, which worked out fine for me. But once again, there was a pretty big age differential. And as a music major, I started getting the sense that I was only seen, not necessarily as a parishioner, but as a tool to accomplish worship. And it kind of gave me a little bit of a sour relationship for a while.
Yeah.
So stopped going for a bit and started exploring some other churches. Went through kind of a weird stretch where I was looking at some other religions as well,
Okay.
which was just kind of a pretty normal practice at the time in the music school.
I've seen a lot of people do that though, as they explore their faith.
Yeah. So my saxophone professor was a very devout practicing Buddhist.
Okay.
And so that was kind of a lot of Buddhism principles found their way into a lot of the things we did as a saxophone studio.
Sure.
And so that was kind of a big part of probably the middle 2 years of college. And then kind of found my way back after college, moved to North Manchester for my first job. And the Methodist Church in North Manchester felt very comfortable, felt very home.
Sure.
Yeah, and it was one of those moments where, like, going back, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I like how this feels. I like how I feel in this place. I like how I feel when I walk out of this place. And it was one of those things where, like, I realized I'd been missing it for the last several years. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Okay. This next sauce is a homemade sauce. So
Oh boy.
made by Sam and her husband Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. I'm learning.
Okay.
But this is a Scotch bonnet. Yes. So-
It's sweet up front. That's nice.
yeah. So how has your faith influenced your life thus far?
Okay, so the burn kind of hit on the back end of that, didn't it?
It does.
Yeah. There it is. I found it. Yeah. Okay. Hold
Happy to
on.
help.
Actually, I'm gonna hit lemon.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go for it. I'll have one with you.
So, how has it changed my life? Support, I think, is the biggest way. So, throughout a lot of my life, that did not make things better. The lemon did not make things better
So-
at all.
It takes a minute. So what happens is the citrus breaks down the oils
Uh
to hold the capsaicin,
You're lying. Is what I think's happening right now.
but it gets a little intense before it goes away.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, all those capsaicin.
Are exploding.
Yes.
Is what it feels like.
In your
Yeah.
mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you
Woo.
have
Okay.
but
It literally made it worse, not better, Nick. I'm telling you this right now.
that's
Whew, okay.
in a minute. It should be gone.
Yeah, you say that.
I
Support.
tried.
Support is the key here. Whew. Got my eyes watering now.
Happy to help.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, as an adult, have bounced around a lot, moved a lot. Just different things have happened that have moved us in different places. The problem with doing that so much is it's really hard to build a support network. It's really hard to build any type of network that helps you be successful, even from a position of just like emotional support,
Right.
or verbal support, or any of that. I'm not even talking about anything more tangible than that. It's just the nice thing about having the faith family, having a church family, is that no matter where you end up finding yourself, you immediately are locked into a group of people who you know share a lot of the same beliefs that you do, a lot of the same goals that you do, visions that you do. And that has certainly been life-changing because it's made a lot of things easier. It's made a lot of things more successful. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So our next sauce is a
Uh-huh.
scorpion pepper.
Oh, of course it is.
Yes.
They don't get hot until the last two.
Not my words.
Yeah, well, I was fine until the lemon. It is still like, woo.
Really?
Okay, yeah. That did not make things better for
It
me.
has already dissipated for me.
Well, good for you. All right, this one
Okay.
you said is what now?
So it's
Scorpion pepper.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
with a garlic flavor in there.
There's a parable about frogs and scorpions. Are you familiar?
No.
The scorpion wants to ride across the river on the frog. It's an Aesop fable. The end of the story is don't trust anything with a scorpion on it, but
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sure.
Here we go.
I think I.
Woo, boy. All right. You know, the problem is they all taste good up front.
Yeah. That back half is gonna.
Yeah,
be
it's the back half that gets you. It really is. Yeah.
So, how's your faith growing right now?
Right now, there's a lot of prayer happening at the moment. It's growing exponentially right now.
Happy to help.
No, right now I'd say, in the last several years, the biggest thing that has changed in my faith journey is growth into leadership positions. Previously, hold on.
Yeah, it's getting intense.
Yeah, it is. Previously, I saw my role in the church as more like show up and participate, rather than position myself where I would be affecting other people. That has changed, obviously, in the last several years. And that has opened up a whole new area for me to kind of grow in my faith. So, yeah.
So earlier today, I was thinking with the youth, I called this going through the valley of the shadow of death. For us, maybe it's the gauntlet of the gut.
Okay.
Yeah. So, who are some of the people that have helped you grow in your faith?
Oh, man. All right. So, you want me to do recall while I'm dealing with this? That's great.
Yeah. Welcome to Hot Faith.
Yeah. The air makes it worse. Oh, did you really find bread? You are a wonderful human being. Thank you. Yeah. That actually makes a difference.
Oh, good.
Absorb some things.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. So, people who made a difference in my faith life. Thinking back all the way to when I was a kid, Sunday school teacher, her name was Mary Lou Van Antwerp. And I still remember, it's funny, it's a funny thing to remember, but all of the Bible stories that we would just read and learn in Sunday school class. When I hear certain Bible stories, even today, I still think back to that. You know, Daniel the Lion's Den, or the David and Goliath, or Samson. It's like a lot of those quintessential stories, but like my first experience with the stories of the Bible was there. As a teenager, we had a pastor, his name was Scott Carmer, and Pastor Scott was the first pastor I had really been aware of having a sense of humor.
What number in line was he?
Well, okay, several things there. I was in middle school, early high school, so it might just be it was the first time I perceived it. It could also be that he had a sense of humor similar to mine, so that helped.
Okay.
But he, I remember being able to have conversations with him about biblical imagery and all the different places that we see biblical imagery, even in like pop culture. Like me, he was a huge Star Trek nerd.
Right.
And so we talked about a lot of the, especially in the original series, a lot of the symbolism that was used was very intentional, and was very Christian faith-based. So like, I can remember those types of conversations that all helped me just want to dig deeper. And so those are the people who kind of made the biggest impact, I think. So we've got this last thing.
It is appropriately labeled Fearless.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
this is the second bottle that I've purchased of it, actually.
Because you liked it that much.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
But it is
It's just fun. This is,
actually the first bottle.
Do you go and get root canals like in your free time? Is that your...
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Okay. What are we doing here?
So on Hot Ones, they do the last dab.
Yep.
In this case, so far we've done Carolina Reapers as our last dash.
Okay.
This week I thought I wouldn't quite take you to that extreme.
I appreciate that.
So we have freshly ground habanero.
Okay.
And there's some green habaneros mixed in with some red and orange.
We like variety. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe just
A little sprinkling.
touch. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That will be plenty to really taste it.
Yeah, it will. You're right. Oh, my word.
Yes. You'll be saying, oh my word.
I would like it on record that I thought this was a really good idea when I first heard it pitched. I still think it's a very good idea. Whoo! It's great from out there.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
congratulations on the debut
Thank
of
you.
the habanero pepper. Cheers.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sure.
So as you sit there, dying,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it is really nice to have a little bit of relief from the Reapers.
I'll bet. Okay.
So, what do you hope to pass on to our up and coming generation of
Oh.
leaders in the church?
What do I hope to pass on to the up-and-coming leaders of the church?
Like
Well-
leaders, members, these guys sitting out here.
To begin with, sometimes, thank you, for the benefit of others, you do things that you don't really want to do.
Case in point.
They might be uncomfortable. They might even be painful. And the entire time you're doing them, you might say, I am a crazy person for doing this. But if it benefits others, that's an important thing to do. I would say also, it's important to remember why. Yeah, I'm fine.
That second wave just hit me.
Yeah, just hit me too. It's important to remember the why of. No, I'm good. It's important to remember the why of why we're here. I think it's too easy to get stuck inside four walls as a church. And the reality of the matter is, and this is something that, don't say it too loud because trustees get mad. the four walls don't matter actually that much. Church is more about what we do together, a lot less about where we do it. So it's important to make sure that we're always being mindful that we are taking it out, not bringing it in.
Sure.
So that's the biggest thing that I would say. Oh my gosh. The limes are better than the lemons.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Congratulations, you have made it through our Valley of the Shadow of
good
Death.
gosh, yeah.
How do you feel?
Milk has never tasted so good.